Alright, so I've got some big news for the truck, and some of you this won't be news. You'll have already seen it because you follow me on other various forms of social media, but for some of you this will be news. For me, it's pretty exciting still, and it's been in the works for a while. So the truck is getting a Dana 60 front. It's going to get an 11.5-inch AAM rear. And then the most recent development, and also probably the most unique and the most exciting, is I also bought a wrecked LBZ Duramax donor truck, and hopefully, with any luck, the 6.5 is going to come out and the Duramax is going to go in. So the reason for this is every year I have to replace miscellaneous front end components on the truck, and it's just, it's a 20-year-old truck. The front end is fairly worn. The torsion bars are cranked up. It's got big tires on it. New England roads suck. I drive the truck hard. It's just a perfect recipe for, quickly wearing out the front end. So every year it needs at least one ball joint. Sometimes it needs a CV axle. Last year it got both upper control arms and ball joints, and I think it may have gotten a lower last year also, a lower ball joint. Either way, every year, it's $400 or $500 in front end parts, and really with my truck, there's very limited aftermarket for front end parts for my truck, so it's not like there's super duper, tie rods that I can put on it, super duper, tie rod sleeves and ball joints and drag links and that sort of thing. So it's basically factory equipment is what you get, and that's it. The Moog stuff that claims to be heavy duty wears out just as quickly in my experience. So the options were either lift the truck and do a straight axle, or lower the truck to take the wear off, or the strain, so to speak, off the front end parts. I was not about to lower the truck back to stock height, which meant that really it was either, it was basically go up with it was the alternative. I'm not doing an IFS lift because they have all the same issues that regular IFS front ends have. A Dana 60 is just stronger, there's less moving parts, and it's obviously well known that that's just a very durable, reliable design, because Chevy's had them until, well, depending on the truck, Chevy's had them until 91. Fords used to use them until the Super Duties, and then they used some weird variation of a Dana 50 or Dana 60 or something like that. So the point is, it's a proven design. Dodge used it. It's just, everyone knows it works. So that's the front end. We're going to be doing an off-road design kit, which is a 3-inch lift and then 2-inch Skyjacker springs. So it should be somewhere between a 4 and a 5-inch lift over stock. So basically about 2 inches up from where it is now. And then for the rear, we're going to be getting rid of the 14 bolt full floater, and we're going to do an 11.5 AAM, which is the quote-unquote new 14 bolt. Dodge has been using it since 2003. Chevy's been using it since 2001. It's an 11.5-inch ring gear, whereas a 14 bolt is a 10.5. It's posi, whereas my diff is open, and it's disc brake, whereas my brakes are drums. So basically it's upgrading everything across the board. The Dodge posi is supposedly stronger than the Chevy posi, so I'm glad that I was able to get the Dodge axle. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do traction bars to limit the axle wrap, since the truck's gonna be a little bit taller. Either we're gonna do a block in the rear or lift springs in the rear, but either way it's gonna be taller. So having those track bars is gonna help prevent axle wrap. And that brings me to the last thing, which is the Duramax. So Duramax swaps on that body style truck have been done before. Furminator did one with a Suburban. There's a guy by the name of Russell who did one in Canada on a 2-door Tahoe. I saw a Craigslist ad last week where a guy did one in a dually. So it's been done. I know the motor fits. It's just that people typically seem to do it with an LB7, probably because they're usually a little bit more readily available and also less expensive. But I found an LBZ So we're going to be doing the LBZ, so 360 horse, 650 foot-pounds of torque stock. That's before it gets tuned. It has an EGR, it has no DPF, it has no DEF, so very limited emissions equipment on it, which is cool, just less stuff to worry about. The truck that I bought, totally wrecked. The motor and tranny are the only good things in it. It's got 203 on it. At 140, it had a new CP3 and new injectors done, so most of the expensive stuff has already been taken care of. The turbo may need to be done at some point, but not super worried about that. Gonna run a ZF6 6-speed. I'm gonna sell the Allison that's in it, trade it, get rid of it one way or another, and we're gonna run a ZF6. Just, it's gonna be simpler from a wiring standpoint, simpler from a tuning standpoint, simpler from a repair standpoint. Just everything about it I think is gonna be better. So timeline for all this, I just dropped off the check to order the solid axle swap parts, so that's gonna be those parts are going to be on order here in the next week or so. Probably have everything together by the end of the month. Get started on it in March. Hope to have it done by the end of March. The Duramax, going to be stripping that the next week or two. Hope to get the engine on a crate, run it, make like a standalone harness for it. And then I have no idea when that's going to happen as far as the swap. Maybe the summer, maybe the fall. But anyway, so that's it. Big plans for the truck for 2018. Dana 60 front, AAM rear, LBZ, ZF6. I mean, the thing's going to be sick when it's done. So I just wanted to share that with everyone. Keep an eye on, the various forums and things, the truck stop I post there, Facebook, Instagram, wherever else. So thanks for watching. Sorry for the long video, and look forward to updating you guys on future progress with this cool build.